Welcome, friends, to another edition of Young Living, Lifestyle, and Business. Let me just share this out if I can. All right, well, today, let me just share it out. Invite friends. All right, done. And it's public. Edit post. Okay. All right. Well, today we're going to be covering chapter 3 of Saving Face, a sensible way to wrinkle-free skin. And it's going to be covering a lot of the history of essential oils used for cosmetics throughout history and other uses. So, why essential oils? So essential oils have been around for thousands of years. In fact, the therapeutic, spiritual, and cosmetic uses of aromatic oils have been around at least for 5,000 years. The ancient Egyptians used them in their embalming process as well as for health, healing, and cosmetic fragrances. Beauty and cosmetics were of prime importance to the Egyptians, both in their daily lives and in the afterlife. If you think about it, and it mentions the embalming process, the embalming, even today, it's preserved the skin of someone that's been dead for thousands of years. So if you're using them to preserve your skin while you're alive, imagine what they can do. So, they took the Egyptians took their personal hygiene very seriously, as illustrated in the earliest recorded recipe they had a recorded recipe of a body deodorant found in the Papyrus Urbis of 1500 BC. And perhaps the Egyptians were the first cosmetic chemists, as they used their talents to embalm and preserve the flesh of their pharaohs, to treating the skin of their living. So then in the 10th century, the famous Arabian physician Avicenna wrote over 100 books, the first of which was on the beneficial effects of rose. The earliest scriptures, hey Terry, good to see you, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy. It's an interesting subject. So the earliest scripture, and the earliest scriptures of the Hindu religions codify several hundred perfumes and aromatic products. So aromatic oils were the key ingredients in the earliest cosmetics. The ancient Egyptians lavished in aromatic baths and anointed their bodies to keep their skin healthy and youthful. The Egyptians were also known to design personal perfumes to elicit various emotions and inspire thoughts. So think about the perfume industry today. It's very much based on using perfumes like that to elicit emotions. So the Egyptians were also designed so Peter and Kate Damien point out in the book Aromatherapy, Scent and Psyche, how the Egyptians also used fragrance to honor, appease, and solicit favors from the gods. Eventually, they used aromas for nearly every purpose, from battle to spiritual ecstasy. In 1500 BC, Queen Hatshepsut was instrumental in advancing the use of cosmetics and perfumes against her subjects. They had a very high opinion of aromatics, attributing sweet smells to the divine. They introduced the art of perfumery to the Romans. And also like to point out, even in Holy Scriptures in Exodus, God gave Moses a recipe for incense and a recipe for an anointing oil. So, Cleopatra was extravagant in her use of roses and other aromatics, and especially to seduce Mark Antony. The Greeks and Romans lavished in oils with frequent baths and massages. The Romans would run rose water, via canals through their gardens and palaces. There were over 100,000 over 1,000 scented watering pools in the city in Rome, where bathers could be anointed and massaged with aromatic oils. Well-preserved essential oils were found in alabaster jars in King Tut's tomb in 1922. And oddly enough, also, they found other tombs that had been raided. And and one of the things that were definitely stolen almost before anything else were the essential oils, because they were even more valuable than gold at that time. So since the European scientists have rediscovered the many healing properties, since then, European scientists have rediscovered the many healing properties of essential oils. So essential oils what are they? They're distilled from plants as a subtle volatile liquid. So they evaporate very quickly in the air. So essential oils are the life force, the regenerating and oxygenating immune defense properties of plants. And they contain vitamins and minerals and enzymes and hormones. So for plants, the essential oils for plants are the same as for our blood in our body. They transport. They are part of the vital part of the immune system. They are life to us. Our blood is life to us, and essential oils are life to the plants. They are extremely concentrated and often referred to as the heart, soul, and spirit of aromatic plants. They are 50 times more, it's been said 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. So it's herbal medicine just in a concentrated form. They have a very unique lipid structure, including oxygenating molecules that gives them the ability to penetrate cell membranes and transport oxygen and nutrients inside each cell of the body so they can do that within 21 minutes of their application topically, and in some cases within seconds, particularly when you're breathing it in. When you're breathing in the essential oils, such as in a diffuser, the molecules can reach the brain within like 3 seconds, because the olfactory bulb is right there below your emotional brain. So this is in sharp contrast to the average of 13 to 24 hours for the therapeutic constituents of dried herbs to reach the cells. Essential oils are one of the highest known sources of antioxidants that can prevent the free radical damage that causes a lot of our degenerative diseases and aging. I've covered this in my talk on oxidative stress. So furthermore, the beauty in using essential oils can be pointed out by Dr. David Stewart. He's a PhD and he's got a book called The Healing Oils of the Bible. And in that, he says that essential oils, they don't have negative side effects like synthetic drugs and chemicals of our modern pharmacology. So they're non-toxic and they promote healing. That's because they enter the body and very quickly. They peak in about 20 minutes at their performance power and are within every cell in the body. But then they only stay in the body, depending on the oil, about 3 to 6 hours, and then every part of it is gone. And it's a natural substance. It's not like pharmaceuticals, which can go in your body and store, and a lot of them are synthetic. A lot of them are too high dosage of synthetic chemicals, and they can stack up and cause toxicity. And I love that he used the word of modern pharmacology. We get the word pharmacology comes from the word pharmakia, which actually means sorcery or witchcraft. So, a lot of our pharmacology today is sorcery or witchcraft. And it's not doing us much good. For emergency medicine and everything, yes. For a temporary basis, yes. But it's not meant for long-term solutions. So essential oils work on many different levels. They work physically, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. They work through the sense of smell, which is the most sensitive, the 5 senses, and through the skin. So your skin can absorb the molecules of essential oils easily and travel through the intercellular fluids surrounding the skin cells. They also get into your blood. So, essential oils are transdermal and reach any part of your body within minutes. They travel into your bloodstream, reaching the internal organs and then the lymphatic system. So, it's funny, you'll see some essential oils labeled not for internal use, but if you're putting it on your skin, the molecules are so small that they're transdermal. They get in underneath the skin into your body. That is internal use. Even if you smell them, it's going into the molecules are going into your lungs, they're going into your olfactory bulb, they're absorbed into your body. That's internal use. So it's very important that you select ones that are pure, that haven't been diluted with chemicals and harmful toxins or distilled with solvents. So let me give you an example. So if you place an oil such as clove or peppermint on the soles of your feet, sometimes you can taste the oil on your tongue within less than a minute. So essential oils have, and so that's that transport through your body very quickly. So essential oils have unique and superior advantage over other substances because of their capacity to advance cellular renewal by increasing circulation, hydration, and waste removal. So a lot of essential oils have a very cleansing and detoxifying effect. They don't actually have any proteins, so you can't actually be allergic to them. A lot of people that particularly used diluted oils or ones that have been extracted with solvents, they might have a reaction because of the synthetic compounds in there and the solvents and the toxins within them, not usually normally from the essential oil itself. If you are using a pure essential oil, then at times what it's doing, if you have a little redness or a rash from it, it's not usually from the essential oil either. It's usually from the detoxifying effect of whatever toxin it's pushing out of your skin. You got to remember, your largest detoxifying organ, first off, is your lungs, and then it is your skin. So that's how it manifests itself. All right. So essential oils have a natural regulatory homeostatic function. So as they can invigorate or stabilize and calm internal organs. Many essential oils have self-regenerating properties, making the skin smooth and useful. Essential oils boost immunity, reduce stress, calm nerves, balance moods. They're an ally for caring for your body and your face, your mind, and your spirit. Researchers have shown that people who surround themselves with pleasant scents enjoy higher self-esteem and well-being. Whatever you choose to do, essential oils, offer you a lot of benefits. So because I want to stay away from any chemically laden skincare products, which most are, and particularly have a lot of chemicals because they have to preserve the skincare. So I've opted to actually make my own skincare from essential oils, and I mix, I usually tend to stay with I use the gentle ones, so that way I can use it around my eyes and whatnot, like rose and cedarwood and lavender. Ylang ylang is good. Frankincense is fantastic because so much of what our wrinkles are, although, and I've spoken of this before, I truly, from all the research I've done, is that the aging of our skin, the aging of our bodies is primarily caused by oxidative stress. That's the free radicals. So that means a lot of your outside aging actually comes from what you're putting within your body. So you need those whole food antioxidants. That's the first place you do. Then your skincare shouldn't have the toxic chemicals. Need to be natural. You can make it easily yourself with natural carrier oils, which I use. You know, during the winter time, you can go to thicker oils like avocado oil. In the summertime, you can go to lighter oils like sweet almond oil. And that's what I use. And if you want to know a little bit more about what I use, send me a private message, and we can have a chat about it and see what you've got around, so you can use what you already have, and then maybe find out what I use. All right. So in the Fragrant Pharmacy by Valerie and Worwood, and Aromatherapy for Dummies by Kathi Keville, both authors point out the many virtues of what essential oils do cosmetically for the skin. So they stimulate skin cells into reproducing at a quicker rate, thus reducing the time lag between the new skin growth and elimination of the old cells, and helping to reverse the process of aging. So it's a non-abrasive exfoliation process, basically. They help penetrate and moisturize the deep layer of the skin. They help with skin damage by burns, the sun, and wrinkles, damaged by free radicals. They prevent the congestion of toxins and expedite the elimination of toxic debris, thereby improving the lymphatic flow. That's that cleansing I was talking about. They're very detoxifying and at times they will attach to toxins, and as they're exiting the body, they'll pull those toxins out of the body too. So they destroy infectious agents like acne and skin infections that can be very useful in fighting acne. They reduce puffiness and inflammation. They help to relieve stress and tension that often leads directly to aging of the skin. And aging of the skin, we know, is oxidation. So the number one oxidative stressor in most people, number one is sugar, number two is stress, number three is environmental pollution, which includes, and then number four is smoking. All right. So, what else do they do? They regulate over and under active oil glands within the skin, so they help balance that out. They also help regulate your hormonal balance naturally, because they contain plant hormones, so they can help you balance your hormonal balance. And then they contain nutrients which have a restorative building blocks to keeping your collagen and the elastin in good condition. So that's basically chapter 3 from that book. I've put a link into the book. I think it's got a new cover. If you're interested in that book, it's got a lot of great information. Next week we will be covering we'll be covering nutrition, and we'll be doing chapter 5, nutrition and antioxidants, because it's so important for your skin. Ooh, and ways to love your liver in your skin. Ooh, we might have to do the next one in 2 parts. If anyone's got any questions, please put them there in the comments. Yeah, chapter 5 might have to be in about 3 parts. It's just so interesting. The history of essential oils is that we use them as our main medicine and cosmetics and skincare for thousands of years, and all that information seemed to have been lost with modern pharmacology and modern skincare. The reason is because the pharmaceutical companies and the cosmetic companies can't patent just natural essential oils. So they'll tend to steer you away from it and synthesize it. Whereas they're the best thing, because the other skincare products actually, because they're synthetic, are actually usually causing free radical damage and can actually accelerate aging. Anyways, okay, so that's the history of essential oils. If you got any questions, please send me a message, and you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right, bless y'all.